Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Breakfast with Blaha. And today we're having fat-free Greek yogurt, frozen cherries, almond butter. All right, let's talk a little bit about Conjugate and the fact that Conjugate is an ever-evolving and changing system that has a loose outline as to how it's run. And this is one of the things that does create a lot of confusion for people. They'll see someone like me who uses Conjugate, who coaches Conjugate. At least 20 of my lifters at any time are on Conjugate, at any given time. That's my minimum number that are. And they're like, well, you change a lot of things over time, Jason. You adjust it, you flow with it. You flip-flop through different things, meaning they see me change exercises or rep ranges, right? And what people don't grasp is that that is essentially how they do it at Westside. And I want to make the distinction, just because you're training Conjugate doesn't mean you're training Westside. To train Westside, you have to train at Westside. And here's why. Because what they were doing at Westside a year ago is not what they're doing today. It is an ever-evolving system even on their end. And it's a case of where guys like Louis Simmons, well, he is the man who developed it. He updates it all online. If you want to find out what they're doing this week, you can find out. It's not that hard. He keeps it all online so people can find out what they are doing. But it's a system to where he realized that periodizing in a certain way to where we do max effort work, dynamic effort work on different days in a rotation every week, then combined with hypertrophy training and general physical preparedness and whatever sport-specific stuff that athletes need, was a great system. And it's an all-around good system. It works for everyone. People say, what do you mean everyone? I know bodybuilders who use it. People think, oh, it's powerlifting. Well, people would argue that a lot of contact sports is probably better for them than it is for powerlifting. Okay? It's great for boxers, football players, rugby players, special forces guys, as we are finding out now. Because again, a lot of spec ops guys are using it. In fact, I had a client who gave me a copy because he was an Army Ranger at the time. He gave me a copy of the manual, the physical fitness manual that they use. I have a PDF of it. He sent it to me. They're advocating dynamic effort work as part of the training for just strength training. Okay, it's there. It's Westside style dynamic effort work right there in the manual. DeFranco was using this 15 years ago to get guys through the NFL combine. Okay, it's all around good system. But the thing that people have to remember is that is a continually updating system. All the coaches who use it are evolving with it all the time. The basics of it stay the same. And I've noticed when I deviate from those basics, I don't make as good a progress. And I try to keep my clients then geared towards running that basic template, and then we fine-tune it to their needs. But they are always changing things at Westside. And he's been doing it for decades of saying, can I make people better? Can we make this system continually improve? And because you're always rotating movements anyways, it allows for the trying of a lot of new things. And they go through and they say, hey, we find things that work and things that don't work. And it's all available. It's available. He develops tons of equipment based around needs that people need. So a lot of the strength stuff that's out there are patents coming out of Westside for strength training devices because they fill a certain niche in the system to make it work better. The foundation of it is there as far as the way we periodize it, which is not really true periodization, it's concurrent training. Everything else evolves. And what you have to do as a lifter and as a coach is to make the system your own, right? Because you're not at Westside. You're not training Westside. You're not doing this stuff under Louis Simmons with what he decides they're going to do this week and with all their insane amount of equipment, right? So you have to make this work for you. You have to make it work for your lifters. And it allows us to experiment a little bit with good and proven things. In other words, I know some Conjugate coaches, for example, who still say, hey, I think linear block periodization is really good. But they don't use it for their main stuff. They run the conjugate MEDE templates. Right, they run the conjugate MEDE templates for all their squat, bench, deadlift. And then they do block periodization for their accessories. I know a coach now who has quite a few clients too. He likes to do, for some of his clients, run linear block periodization for all the accessory work. He doesn't do that for all of them. Right? Doesn't do it for all of them. But he makes it work. If we see certain movements, because this is a big part of it too, right? We see certain movements or protocols being used for hypertrophy or increased explosiveness or whatever, they can be woven into the system because it's very loose on the accessory end. Right? It's very loose. What do you do after the max work and the speed work? Well, you do whatever you need to get bigger, stronger, faster. And your sport-specific training. That allows for an enormous amount of wiggle room. Right? Anything that is a proven method to work, as long as you're not deviating from the main system, can be woven into all the accessory side very successfully. It allows us to work with new movements. Figure out, hey, certain movements cause certain problems. Some fix certain problems. Can we do things to change people's movement patterns? Can we do things to correct weak points? Okay, it allows for some experimentation, and I've liked to use, because I have enough lifters on Conjugate, if I want to really try something that looks like it should be really good, a lot of coaches are having luck with, I'll take some of my lifters and do it, and I'll take others and not do it, and then observe, see what happens. Because they all make progress, but do some of them make faster progress than others? Are they less beat up? Do they get faster? Right? What's going on with it? It's a system that allows us to do this because it's an ever-evolving system. And you as a coach or a lifter, when you take this system on, you go into it understanding that you're going to evolve in your ideas and how you use it. Because the main system has always done that. Right? They're always looking to improve upon it. How can we make this better? And it's not with just trying silly stuff. Like, not everything is a good idea that someone suggests. Okay, it's not. But if you see something that is shown to work well, you look at it and say, can I flow it into this system? Because it is a flow type system, right? It's not a rigid mechanical structure. It's very much as a flow state. And the only things that are semi-rigid are the primary work. And even then it's not, because it's continually rotating in either 1 week waves or 3 week waves. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.